That'd be a great spot for you, Joanne.
Oh,
Okay.
when are the meetings and what time?
You have to go, they're on Fridays afternoons at 2:00.
There, or
Here.
like to.
Well, yeah, no, they're on Zoom. If you want it, you have to go over, you have to talk, you have to go to the town manager, and then you have to talk to the committee on the committee, and you got to put in a requisition to be on.
Can I think about it?
Huh?
Can I think about it?
You can do whatever you want, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay,
I use them all the time.
and also because
Yeah.
I am not really involved in Rolling Hills anymore, I'm not gonna be reporting on them. Certainly, if you want it, you can have it. I tried to get somebody, nobody wants to know, and like I said, I've got out of touch down there, so I really don't know what's going on, and just put a lot of stuff, so. That being said, you may start your meeting. Thanks for all the uplifting news.
Still is early.
No, enough is enough, John.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we appreciate
You
all
don't
the
get
work
anything
you do.
accomplished.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. This is a punctual group, 2 minutes before. We barely had we didn't even come close to a quorum. 2 minutes after, no problem. So, here's my agenda, here we go. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the October meeting? Any questions, comments? Really?
My name, for whoever takes or types or has anything to do with minutes. Slimy is an ugly name and it's not mine. My name is Sylvie. Correction.
No, you didn't hack the name.
Ugly and it's. No. Sign is right.
I was called Joanne Closer.
Well, when I was in high school, they used to make us live on my name. How do you spell your name? Sylvie, S-Y-L. And then
First one's
people get
S-Y-L.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
E.
D-I-E?
S-Y-L-I-E.
This one says.
No, E1.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And all the way through minutes, every single time.
Okay, E1.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, yes. No, that's right. S-Y-L-V-I-E.
Well, I'll probably put in place.
S-Y-L-V-I-E. Every place you go, it's the same spelling.
E1 always right.
There it is.
What?
What's your name?
And E1.
That's L5VI.
E1.
That's all right.
E1.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no,
one.
I found
That's
this
one.
Right. There.
I think
Different. It should be S-Y-L.
that's L5.
Right. Oh, that's why.
Okay.
Read over things like that. That's what I do too.
Other
corrections
or
omissions?
Yeah, I think that, people who have received their letters of, to extend their membership in this group, I guess we call them.
Yep.
Like my end date now is 2026. So if other people have their end dates or have received their letters, some of us need to change that.
I didn't get you.
Good. Did you?
Did you get your letter? Get
Your letter?
Letter.
From the
Yeah,
town?
No, I just replied to John's email, that was all.
Okay, you didn't get an email or a letter from the town saying that your commission has been.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're on 2026. And so Sylvia, are you?
David was like.
Okay,
I think it's-
so most probably you're 2020.
So the question to David and Nancy, did you receive your letters?
Yes, I think I did.
Okay,
David? Yeah.
Do you
Okay, that's
remember your
yes.
end date?
They all should be 2020.
I would think.
well, this is be the same for us.
And they want to
Unless
Yeah.
Staggered, so,
And you're
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah.
What's
oh,
that?
but those
We
3
should
years,
have some.
right,
We wouldn't all be in the same world because we didn't all have.
right, they purposely, that way the committee doesn't potentially leave all at once.
Right. Otherwise you do a big rewrite.
When they send the letters, can we ask them?
Ask them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Get the letter in
clerk
front of
can tell us.
The town, you got,
The clerk will be able
the
to
town
tell us.
clerk, the town clerk.
I'll let me check. Might still be in my phone.
I think I can send a note as secretary. Ask that question. Who's in 25?
I may, well, I'm sure I'm supposed to have a copy of each letter.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. We haven't got more.
Yeah.
Maybe things change.
Okay. With that, we haven't accepted the minutes yet.
I vote that we, I vote that we accept the minutes as corrected.
A second? All those in favor say aye or?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Minutes are- It is corrected. I was expecting Rachel Pride to be here this morning. She has indicated an interest in being on the commission. I think both you and I have suggested that she attend today and find out what it's all about at
Mhm.
least. So at this point, I would say, keep the members going. And we'll wait to see what happens.
With regard to that, I ran that in the Rolling Hills November newsletter. And
You can, I think you can anybody, you.
nobody called.
Nobody called.
Yeah.
So of course, I will run it.
Okay.
For Greg.
Okay. Rob,
All right. Just a couple of updates on the building, positions, and some stuff happening at the senior center in general. You might just muting on Zoom, sorry. For just getting some feedback, thank you. Well, let's get the building stuff out of the way. So the railings delayed 2 more weeks. So that is why it is still not installed outside. The bathroom renovations are pretty much complete. They are entirely complete actually on the senior center side, other than they're coming back just to paint the door. So it matches the other door, but that is now an ADA compliant bathroom. You'll notice when you walk in today, they painted the wall on Friday morning when we were closed. On the other side of the building, the bathroom is getting there. The wall is completely constructed. It actually was painted, so we can actually have use of that room fully back. We'll get the TV back up installed. So as far as senior center operations, that room should be fully functional by the end of the week. The bathroom itself, that has minimal impact on operations, other than it'll be nice to have another ADA compliant bathroom in the building. So we're just waiting on really just the fixtures we put in. If you pop in there, the flooring's been installed, the walls are painted, it just needs a toilet and sink. I think that's it on building stuff. Other than we are moving forward with installing the concrete pad, which will go right out here, which will be a walk-in refrigerator. We've spoken about that. We decided not to attach it to the building for all of the reasons that are probably obvious. This is not where we hope to be forever. We don't want to spend $50,000, which is about what it costs to attach it to the building. Pouring the concrete slab, putting it out there will still provide us extra cold storage, especially for our Farms to Families program. So it'll kind of tick all the boxes without the huge price tag, and then could be transferable to our new site someday. Exciting that we're in the final stages of recruitment for both the program assistant and senior center supervisor. Program assistant interviews are set up for next Tuesday, so I'm very excited for those. I don't sit in on the first round, so we'll have a panel of interviewers, and then the second round is when I would sit in on those interviews. And then the senior center supervisor will be on November 28th. So same thing, I don't sit in on those first round. Those are 3 external panelists that I've asked to come in and interview the candidates. So they'll be from the Vernon Senior Center, the Summers Senior Center, and then so all the other places I've worked, and then one of my other colleagues in South Windsor. We'll interview those folks, and then we'll
What's
do
the
second round.
final decision making body? Is it solely you, or you have a?
No, there's another panel. Yeah, so I don't know who, I definitely will be on, obviously, the final decision. The second round interviews, who the other candidates are, I'm not sure yet. We're not there yet. But hopefully, mid-December. It's a tricky time, obviously, for scheduling people with the holidays and stuff. So we're hoping just to get this moving forward, though, so that, by January 1, we're fully staffed. That would be my hope and dream. We did do a soft launch of the cafe last week. It was very successful. I don't know if any of you partook in it, but we did it the day after the Veterans Day luncheon. So we did soups and sandwiches and some cookies. We sold out of everything. We have one more day of the cafe in November. It's a great way, so after we've maybe done a big luncheon, for the kitchen staff to kind of catch their breath, but still provide a meal. And then starting in January, our intention is to have the cafe open every Monday. And then perhaps having those sporadic days, in between, when we are coming off of like a big lunch or something.
On the Veterans Day lunch, I had an unsolicited compliment. Person attended and was very pleased.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I was there, it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I have, unless you have any questions for me.
What was the first thing you said going back about the building?
The railings are delayed 2 more weeks. Yeah.
Are they haven't been on it yet, or?
It's they're custom made railings. They are made. It's the contractor keeps putting off the actual installation date.
You can't win.
No, can't.
You're
Maybe
trying.
on the anniversary, it will be installed. The 1-year anniversary.
Now, we used to say that one of the problems with this building was the bathrooms were not compliant and were grandfathered in. Is it true that we should no longer say that they're completely compliant, or?
Well, I think there's 2 schools of thought, right? You can be quote unquote grandfathered in, but then we're not meeting the needs of our seniors who need an ADA compliant bathroom. So we decided to make the bathrooms ADA compliant, so they are functional for people who need them. So yes. So yes, you can get grandfathered in on things. However, that doesn't make them accessible to folks who need them. So now we have 2 fully functional ADA bathrooms, which is great. Before we did not.
Other questions? Moving right along, Will.
No, I'm done.
No, do you think you should go on the record? I was gonna say that, but I think although you said it prior to the start of the meeting, it's probably relevant to go on the record with actually that announcement that you made at the beginning, because it is, you know, relevant to your roles here.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm resigning from, WRTV. Okay. And
Effective, did you say today?
Effective immediately, yeah,
Okay.
today, yeah, today. And Rolling Hills, I'm not in touch with anybody anymore. They've got a whole completely new bunch of people in there, and so I don't keep up with them. I'm just, whenever I report something, I'm guessing as to what's going on. So there's really no point in it. And I tried to get somebody, but nobody wanted.
I'll take it, Will,
Okay.
with a caveat. The news I get is probably gonna be gossip and rumors and hearsay.
Well, no,
That's,
I mean,
but that's maybe more than Will gets. And
well, yeah, you do you do a newsletter, so you get all the news.
I'm in touch with Pete,
Yeah,
so,
so-
you know,
Basically, you're the right person.
oh. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Don't expect them to.
I'm gonna treasure it.
Okay, Mary,
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, we had UConn students come to our last attendance meeting. They want to start a partnership program. So like, say somebody meet up with me for like an hour, and then we can discuss what interests each of us have, maybe the same thing. Hobby, some kind of project to work on, like a craft project, just a way to get people to get out and socialize. So they asked us if, if we want to join that, we have to fill some paperwork, do it online, or they'll come to us and fill it out, and then match somebody up with one of the students. So I think I might do that. It sounds really interesting. The food program, there's new ownership, you know, with the rehab. So there's been some issues back and forth with the food program, but they're trying to rectify that. We're trying to meet with the new director of the program to oversee everything. And I understand his name is Mark, but we haven't formally met him yet. So we're trying to schedule that. Sidewalk on Alder Lane, there's some concrete asphalt that needs to be repaired, so that they've been taking care of that. They ordered 3 new picnic tables, and I believe they're probably for the cottages, because we're okay at the pavilion, so I think it's for them. The community center is having a craft fair December 2nd, so we got a table there. So they asked anybody with a craft project, anything that they've made in the past, or we want to make now, that we can sell at the craft fair. We're just trying to think of new ways to raise some funds. So hopefully we'll see how that's gonna work out. In January, after the holidays, our administrator, Susan Louise, had been working on a new resident handbook, an updated one, because we have a lot of new folks now, and the one we have now is a little outdated. So they're trying to update a new one. And also with Susan Louise, they've been attending several meetings on about our rent, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. And with Heather, who is our RSC, and Maria, who is our RSC, all together we'll have a meeting after the holidays just to get everybody up to speed what's going on. Also, here, one second. Okay. Oh, we have a program coming up November 16 this week, our stroke prevention program. It's a Home from Tallinn. They're coming out this Thursday to discuss, about if you feel like you're having a stroke, or somebody you know has stroke, how to help that person. Medicare, I'm sure you're doing it down here, Medicare enrollment, so that's been ongoing up there. Election day, again, if you can't get out to vote, you can do an absentee ballot. I'll probably look at that. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Skip what I just said about that one. Scratch that one. Never mind, it's Monday. Okay. Skip that one. Okay. Let's see. I think I've got everything. Double checking that. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, thank you.
Questions, Mary?
Okay. Done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Old business. We discussed this a little bit last meeting. What actions could or should we take as a commission regarding the senior center? New senior center. We're sort of at an in-between, but I don't know that we really want to let it totally drift to the back burner.
Well, it really hasn't drifted to the back burner. I went to the,
Great, I was gonna ask, yeah, on Thursday?
Yeah.
Will was there, and you know, we constantly go so that they know that we want a new senior center. And we talked about it, a senior center and senior apartments over at the old school, North, I always call my kids Northeast. Northeast, no, what is that? Goodwin School. So it's not really on the back burner, but there's not a lot we can do right now, except get out there and let people know we still want a senior center and we also want senior housing. Because all kinds of things were talked about on that Thursday night.
I'm sorry, what was happening that you went to?
It was, what is it?
Planning and
Planning
zoning.
and zoning.
Planning and zoning, northeast section, development section that they want everybody to bring.
Yeah, brainstorm,
Yeah.
yeah, feedback.
Yeah, they wanted feedback about it, and they got their feedback.
A
A
lot.
lot of feedback.
Yeah.
About 90% of it was negative.
I think it's on YouTube, probably. We're on
Yeah.
YouTube, so you
recorded.
can probably pick it up on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, much even when I were at the same table, so it didn't work out like we planned,
We
but
had to
anyway, but
separate
other people
time.
had mentioned that Goodwin School for a senior center and for a senior housing, so. we
And
weren't
an
the only
art
ones.
center, some people want an art center, I mean, there's all kinds of things that people want, so
It's
I
out there.
plan to hang in. I plan to hang in there about a senior center and an affordable senior housing.
Did they say how many units? Because there's only
Hang on,
25.
We got it,
hang on,
we got it.
Hang on,
We got it.
it's coming.
I'm glad you all attended that. I would say there are so many opportunities to get your voice heard at those types of meetings. We put it out a couple of times through our weekly email here at the senior center. We offer transportations. We're trying to make it accessible to seniors. John, that was your suggestion, to offer the transportation, which we did do. But the town wants to hear from everybody, and it might not just be senior centric, but by going and having your voice heard, you can keep putting it out there that this is a priority, and they obviously, they know it is a priority, but, there will be more of those opportunities, but I'm glad that you all were able to
I don't think
represent.
there was a
And-
lot of people there, so you. Okay.
Yeah, how many folks went? I haven't heard.
Oh, we had tables of 10,
Well, no, we only had tables of
well, we
five
all
to
got,
begin with, and then
right,
it
then we
turned,
got
so you got
together,
5,
so
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, maybe 40 people.
probably
maybe
more.
40 people. I was kind of hoping that place would have been full, but,
Yeah.
And also, I'm on the focus group, I'm trying to find the date.
Oh,
The
that too,
senior-
yeah.
The senior center focus group is coming up.
It's
yeah,
20th.
I just need to be on that.
What is it?
I think it might be the 20th.
Yep. 12:30.
Mansfield Facilities Plan Senior Center Focus Group.
Would that be the
With Krista
logical?
Huh?
With Krista Byford there, she's from the, architect.
Yeah, one of the
It's on
consulting
Zoom,
firms.
or is it-
This is like a small focus group that they sent, like a specific group of
Oh,
people
okay.
email to
They
attend.
invite me, I don't think-
Yeah.
I don't-
What is it, November?
One.
20th? And where?
If you're invited to it, you should have received an email.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It's on Zoom, so
I haven't been in, I'm sorry, I'm not on any of those emails. I
I
don't know.
don't remember getting one.
A while ago.
Yes.
it's been a while.
Like Sarah Taylor helped us develop the list. That's how long ago.
Still be a bigger one. When there's a large one, we should all.
Do we know the date of the next point where we should be en masse doing something
Not that I know
as far as the timeline goes? Would the focus group be that point, Martina, or to wait for town council or something?
I would say the focus.
of. Not this one coming up, but the next, if there's gonna be another focus group. Then I think we should be there as well as other cities.
That would be here.
The focus group is via Zoom with the consultants. You may not have been, I don't know if you're, I honestly don't know if you're on the list. I can check. But it was like a group of like 10 to 15 pulled from different committees.
Just check if it is, throw me an email.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just check.
can we all get that email so we can zoom in? Because I think.
Well, I think the point of the focus group is to keep it intentionally small. It's
Right.
like the larger,
I
yeah,
agree.
so like Thursday night is kind of for the larger community and this is supposed to be like focus groups, like sweet spot numbers are usually 8 to 10 people because they don't want them too big, because then people feel like they aren't as open maybe as speaking as candidly as they may be in a smaller group versus a large group. So I think it's intentionally small. It's not an open group, but I can certainly,
I think you
if you,
back on
I'll
mine,
check to
but
see
I
if
don't
it's
want-
I
on it.
think Marty
Yeah.
Kitch and Martina Ward.
Oh,
Joanne.
So then,
Joanne-
what would
Joanne-
be the next date that we should aim for something
Will's
like
not in
that?
this.
Yeah, doesn't look
Or
like it.
voice in this, it's not. a-
Yeah, there's the one that were invited.
Yes, I'm looking at the
Probably.
email that came
The
out.
next COA meeting,
You're not in this
because
group.
right now.
Oh,
That could be other groups.
Oh, no,
Nobody's
there are
on
none.
that.
I just,
there'll be a-
October 30th.
There was a focus group for the, I think it was the northwest section of Mansfield in general terms. I went and the boundaries were,
Ambiguous.
South Eagleville, and then they cut over to avoid town hall, so it left both ends of the potential senior center and the actual senior center out of the area we were talking about. And it was mostly committee chairs. In fact, I think everyone there was a committee chair. I was able to put in a couple sentences, and that's really all that was appropriate for.
Has traffic ever come into play?
oh, you.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, we were at, yes.
oh, yeah.
Because even now on 195, the kids on their scooter
That
bikes,
everybody's talking about.
weaving, I mean, it's dangerous.
Yep, and that's been brought up, everything was brought up.
Every committee on anything includes traffic.
It's a problem. It definitely is
I
a
thought
problem.
When
the
did you open?
traffic light at the end
And they
of
won't do something about it until
separatist
somebody
was gonna
gets
fix
killed.
everything.
You went to a focus group of chairs when? You said you went to a focus group of mostly chair people?
Right,
When was that?
it was at the community center.
Probably over the summer, right?
Over the summer?
It's over the summer.
Was it in the
Was it over
summer?
the summertime?
No, it was, within the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
Oh,
My impression was it was a company hired to do a certain amount of this in addition to what the town is doing with their folks. And I'm not sure just how I got in on it, but
maybe if it was just all chairs, they just.
it's all
divided it
chairs,
all.
that's why you, yeah.
as I said, I was disappointed that they seemed geographically focused and the senior center wasn't really focused. We've kind of talked about the availability of senior housing. Has there been any movement on that?
No, it's, you know, they're, all of that still in the planning, like I said, I plan to stay involved. With the, well, we'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what the Affordable Housing Committee, this is their part of the report. It includes Eagleville Green because they have 34 units of affordable housing. But the rest of them are just, we've got 125 affordable units at 80% AMI, okay? 36 workforce at 120. The hub here, they didn't give us any. Right, all they did is they gave us $3.3 million for what they call a fee in lieu of making them. The committee didn't want that. The committee told planning and zoning that there is a whole bunch of students out there that need affordable housing, and that they should have the affordable housing for the students, not for the elderly. You don't want any of the elderly in here. This is all students. Okay. So, but they got nothing. And from what I understand, the number of units that we have in town is like for 6.2 or something percent. And because we can't count them and we have to count what they were going to give us against us, okay, we only gained 0.02% on the 10% that we need. All right. So this here is just everything that's been approved so far as of date. Right now, we have $5.5 million in the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. But we don't know when we're going to be able to spend that, and we don't know. We're still in the process of kind of finding out our paperwork so that we can go out for RFPs to have builders come to us if they need money and so on and so forth. So that's where that stands.
So that's firmly earmarked. The town can't say, oh, we
No,
need,
from what I understand, I don't know, planning and zoning approved all of this. Okay. I don't think the town council can come in on it. I don't know, but the standard at Four Corners is already under construction, as everybody knows. Okay. The other three, 497 Middle Turnpike and the village at Four Corners is across the street from Rolling Hills. That whole section and the old golf course down there. That's where that is. That's where that section is. The hub is right across the street from the fire station and the police station on North Eagleville Road. That whole section is coming out. The small little mall there, that whole section is coming out. And the building across the street where the pizza place was, where the Chinese place was and the bar above, that's coming out. And they're building on both sides of the street.
That's where the. And all that is on.
That would be primarily student housing.
Well, yeah,
That's also.
their model plan is bedrooms. Okay, they don't have apartments, they have bedrooms. What they have is like a 3-bedroom place, 4-bedroom place, 5-bedroom place. They rent to 5 students. Each student gets two spots, one to get into the main part, which is the main part of their room, which, I don't know what, I didn't see what they had, what was in there. And then they get another spot to go into their bedroom. Okay, that's their business model, they've been doing that all over the country. And the thing about this is at the end of the semester, you have to leave. All the students are gone, out, everything you own, boom, get out.
Like a dorm. It's like a.
Yeah.
Actually, what it is.
It's
Yeah, okay, on both sides. It's quite a thing. Anyway, that's it. Any questions or?
This visual is very helpful.
Huh?
The visual is very helpful. We talk a lot about it and, you know, I've even listened to some affordable housing. This is really helpful to just see on paper. Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the reasons why we're advocating for the fee in lieu to be upgraded is because they will make, you know, yeah, they'll put in 3,000, 3 million, 2 million, whatever, but they're gonna make more than that. So yeah, you can have the money, but we don't have to do the affordable housing. And that's just like, I think it's like a slap in the face.
I found out something at the meeting Thursday night.
Okay.
I don't know, this is, here, I don't know if it's hearsay, I don't know what it is, but I understand that, planning and zoning is against the fee in lieu. They want all the apartments, we want all which can come into us. We don't want any fee in lieu, so.
What is the percentage on the P and L?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's such a complicated formula.
Oh, it is, okay, it's
We
not just like.
have 2 mathematicians on our council, and they're going at each other, and I'm just sitting there going. I have no idea what they're talking. But they come up with a bunch of stuff that went through planning and zoning and went to the town council. And I guess they're making their decision. Our thing is, you're not giving us enough money.
Did anybody ever wonder what a picture of the short end of the stick would look like? That's it.
No,
Will, I have a question.
Yeah.
The villages at Four Corners, is that part of the chain of the villages all over Florida?
I don't know.
I mean, because the name doesn't really
But I think
signify that it's the chain, but they're all.
when I was in Florida, I went to the villages in Florida, that was all senior housing.
Right, because I've seen it like
I see
Wallingford and
Oh,
Yeah.
different
places
towns are
in
getting into.
Connecticut.
But this is, yeah, that's a town. Well, actually, the thing at
It's
Fort
a
Corners
name
looks
that
like,
they like to
yeah,
use,
yeah.
but it's so generic.
That's
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can have the villages at, Rolling Hills, but
Right.
you don't have to, but no, I have no idea who they are or what they are.
There's
Okay.
no connection.
I'm not gonna see it.
Anybody else saying? Okay, thank you, Will. Yeah. Okay, second thing, the letter. Martina come up with the letter that we.
You did,
Well, I didn't, I did a lousy job.
no, you did a
No,
good
you
job, I
did,
know.
no, you did the right stuff. I didn't get a copy, I didn't get this copy, but.
To Paul Aho,
Yes,
Yeah,
John sent it. So I can-
is that the one that I,
that's the correct one.
or is that the corrected one? Okay, this is the one that I. Okay, and Martina went over it and
Yeah, it's correct. There you go.
We come up with a new one. You want me to go and get some copies of this? That would be good.
We shortened that one and did some corrections. So we're gonna get a copy.
No matter who's the author.
He's the author, it's letter. I just did a Sylvie edit, that's.
That's patented. Copyrighted, whatever.
Cause you might get another copy.
Thou shalt not take my name in vain.
So WRTD, did you say yes?
No,
Okay, it's still open.
my Mary's gonna
I'll
look.
think
into it.
about it.
Mary's gonna look into it.
I use a lot.
Take your time.
Did that mean you wanted me to look at it, Martina?
They drive me nuts now too.
Oh, no.
But as a,
Good point.
as a user of it, it could freeze.
Yes.
You know, I wonder, yeah, your perspective on that board.
How you doing?
And you can always research, you know, if you're interested, I can always connect with Brian in the chat.
Well, Will is making copies.
Back, maybe that.
Oh, wow, this is quick. At least the copier is quick.
Thank you.
I like Martina's letter better.
It's your letter, I just helped you with it a bit.
Okay, but I like Martina's letter. And I decided to take out the formula, they know what's going on, they know how to.
Oh, no, I know.
For the Zoom people. Can you at least read that paragraph?
The first, give me, read the copy, no,
Yeah.
no. The first paragraph is what she said. Let me read the entire letter.
Okay. that would be-
Okay, the first paragraph, it's the Paul Aho, Mansfield Planning and Zoning Commission. Mr. Aho's statistics show that Connecticut elderly have an adequate age-restricted affordable housing, which is more than true for the town of Mansfield, where there is virtually none. So after that, when we get through, the Mansfield Commission on Aging is asking the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Mansfield Town Council to back our proposal of set-aside housing. In keeping with the town of Mansfield's current requirement of designating 15% of new housing as affordable housing, the Commission on Aging is that 15% of that number be set aside as age-restricted, 55 and over, affordable housing. This is a fraction of the amount needed, but it is a start in meeting the needs of Mansfield's elderly population. As you can see, it is a very small number in comparison to what is needed. However, we feel that it is a start in the right direction.
Now, when it's age-restricted affordable housing, does that apply any physical enhancements to the apartments? Are they handicapped?
No, I would say
accessible?
no. No, that comes under a whole different thing for, the disabled housing is, under a whole different things.
Hey, can I jump in? Because Jumper Hill Village, when I moved in there in 84, was 21 and up. And I have this building. So now I believe it's still 21 and up with disability. It's also for seniors for 55 and older, so it's both.
Well,
And the
that's-
housing
Well, that's
units.
Juniper Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, we're talking about
right.
new housing that goes in, all right? 15% of whatever they build, okay, has to be affordable. And we're asking for 15% of that. Okay, for just to be age restricted, so, you know, we're talking maybe 1 or 2 units, or 4 or 5 units, you know, and we're not talking a lot.
Mhm.
All right?
Yeah.
But, no, this disabled comes first, always, always. That's the housing authority, there is disabled is first, and then they have section 8 housing.
Other comments on the letter?
Good job, Will.
Thank you. Well, no, you did most of it.
Boy, Will just passing out problems. You okay?
I need it, I need it.
Do I hear a motion that we
Giving up stuff.
go ahead and
He's
send the
happy.
letter as revised?
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All those in favor indicate. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, you're gonna need this part. Because this is the part. That's going with this here, so. We need to go in place.
Okay, Laura? Yeah, I would also sort of include as part of that, that Laura be the one to spell the cat and actually send out the letter.
Oh.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, I put down as new business future projects topics for the COA. We're kind of in a lull right at the moment. Maybe it's time to look to what we want to try and accomplish in the future. I see no real problem with continuing with working on the senior center and the housing. We have had transportation as a issue we've dealt with. Is that reaching a point where pressure is no longer gonna be helpful?
Is there another driver or we just?
No, so, you know, we've had the job posting out for probably 6 weeks now. We haven't received one now.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, it's gone everywhere. I mean, it's obviously like on the regular job recruitment sites like Indeed, but then we also sent it to WRTD. I sent it out through CLASS, which is Connecticut Football Administrative Services. So literally that would hit every town in Connecticut, more or less. There's like 130 towns participate in that. So every human services director would see it to see if their driver would potentially want to pick up some per diem hours with us. When we hired Aiden, it's my understanding, because I wasn't here at the time, but saying it was several months and he was the one applicant. It's just, it's a historically very difficult job to recruit for. So, you know, hopefully Dave will be returning to us, in the next couple of months and we will be back up to, you know, full capacity. But what we're doing to supplement in the meantime is we can use our grant funding to pay for like ACE taxi and, you know, we can transport people that way. So in like extreme circumstances where we know the person really needs to get to that appointment and we do have a transportation conflict, we have been paying for private taxi services. And then also tapping into our volunteer drivers as well. So reaching out to them more. Like, for example, that's who we asked to help us with transportation last Thursday to the community event. So it's not ideal, but we're working with what we have, yeah.
Just as a comment, I, had a car problem when it came time to go to the, focus group. And so I thought I would try Uber. My daughter set me up and it really was not too bad.
Good, yeah.
And maybe that, unknown part is a major problem there. Help were available to get people set with Lyft and Uber.
Mhm.
They might try it and like it or not.
I think you have to have, Wi-Fi access, though. You said your daughter.
Yes, that is true. That
So
would-
some
Yeah, you
seniors
have
don't
to
have
have
that. Maybe
Yeah.
somehow someone in the senior center down the road could assist people that don't have that kind of app. That might help.
Austin's already got it.
Wonder what the prospect would be if that really is a limitation. To have a few low-end phones just smart enough to be able to handle Uber and Lyft. And loan them out to people who need rides.
I think the challenge is that, those apps are then connected to your credit card, and that's how you pay the driver is through the app. So it wouldn't
Okay.
be possible, yeah, but certainly if people had smartphones, we could walk them through that process of downloading the app, connecting it. Do we have a decent amount of Lyft and Uber drivers because of the college? I mean, typically a town in this area minus Yukon would not have available Lyft and Uber drivers, but did you find that? Like, I live in Summers, you're not getting an Uber driver, so, it's gonna take
Right.
45 minutes, they're like in Hartford, yeah. Did you find that they were able to respond fairly quickly, like there was?
One time.
Yeah.
But I fully expected it to be a college student. It was not.
Yeah,
So really, yeah, oh, okay.
Well, they now
That's what I would
have,
expect too.
yeah,
I
a
know.
little blue Uber sign that they like to have in the front windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've seen those around town
Hmm.
a bit.
yeah, I would think with the college students, you would have some local drivers. That's just the challenge in more rural areas is that it's hard to get them to come out to you because it costs, they're not getting paid to drive to you, they're only getting paid for the drive, so they have to make sure it's worth their time. Yeah, so if you're going from here down to Big Y, the Uber driver's not gonna find it worth their time to come and pick you up and drive you some miles. But if they're kind of already in this area because of the Yukon kids, maybe that is a viable option for folks.
You were,
That's another aspect that it was a very local trip. It was from the community center to my house on South Eagleville. Or down further. So it isn't much of a test.
Yeah, well, actually, I think that is because if you found one that was willing to do that short of a trip, it means they're in the area, like they're staying in this area to pick up college kids. So that's actually, good to know. And obviously those are expensive. They can be costly for folks if you have to go a further distance. So if it is to a doctor's appointment and then the unknown, they're not gonna wait for you. So then the unknown of like, well, am I gonna be able to find another driver who's willing to pick me up and bring me back home? So.
I took an AARP driving course last week. And they made the point that when you figure out what it costs you to keep your car on the road, you can afford quite a bit for Uber taxis and the like.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true too with the cost of the fair now, yeah.
Okay, comments?
I just, under new, have we gone to new? Yeah. Under new business, can I add something? Is it protocol to add something?
Sure.
I would like for the commission, to draft a letter to the Juniper Hill Village Residents Group, stating that, Marriott Tardo has been, I don't know, diligent or whatever, in attending these meetings and, informing us of what has been going on. However, hope I'm not embarrassing you.
She came to me last week. I came up here last week. No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. No, I'm glad to do this. I really am. Keeps both everybody informed what's going on.
Thank you.
Okay, I would certainly be in favor of that. Would you do a draft, Martina?
Yes.
I guess we can do that by consensus. Is anyone against sending a letter? No. Okay. We have opportunity for the public to address the commission. I know I talked to you beforehand. You're welcome to ask questions or make comments.
No, I'm just here to see what the meeting's like. I'm a resident of this town for 55 years, and I'm finally admitting that I'm old.
And I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Nancy Moriarty, and I volunteer here at the senior center, and I also volunteer at the swap shop. Yeah, so, you know, so I thought, well, let me just go see what's going on here.
Okay.
And our garden,
And you
do our garden.
I can garden
And you're
here, yeah.
old? Why are you in the wrong place?
I'm 76.
No old people here.
And we do have a vacancy. Pardon? We do have a vacancy on the commission.
But I thought I had to represent a certain port, like Rolling Hills, or you're looking
No.
for people.
No.
We are at large.
And didn't we
But
have,
on the commission, we do have a seat available. Someone was supposed to come and talk to us today.
Yeah.
So I guess if she's not interested, we still have a seat.
Okay, well, let me think about it. Yeah.
Throwing it out.
you just have to interview with the town council.
Oh, okay.
or-
Committee on.
Committee on-
Yeah, committee on
Yeah.
committees. Committee on committees. Committee on committees, not the council. They-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess we're to the adjourn part.
Motion to adjourn.
Go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
That's.